Hi everyone, this is another timeless message for the collective, and today I wanted to talk about what you are actually trying to achieve through meditation. So essentially, you have to this point spent your life defining who you are in the 3D, which is in the physical, which is the reality that you actually know today. Your name, your career, the people that are around you, your life's goals, your partner's goals, your kids' goals, travel plans, other activities, etc. So basically, you have defined yourself in this 3D reality to be who you are today based on all that you do, and that's kind of all you know. Now, when you are so fixated on your physical reality in the 3D, you take that experience to be the only truth of life, because that is what you've known so far. You wake up each morning and you go through life thinking it'll never end. So you carry on repeating the same patterns and cycles over and over. You experience hurt, pain, and you hold on to it so tightly, not wanting to forgive the person who did this to you or betrayed you, because you think that that is the most important thing that'll live on with you forever. But think of this way. If you knew you only had a limited time to actually live, would you still hold on to the grudges and pain in the same manner? What if you actually learned that what you feel is the greatest pain and suffering of your life simply occurred because the individual that put you through this was really just getting back at you in this lifetime for something that you did to them in a previous lifetime? Would it change or help you let go of that pain if you understood that by holding on to this grudge and this pain, you are simply extending that contract with them because you are refusing to let go of something that needs to be cleared? However, the more you hold on to it, you are just creating possibly new karma with that same individual for this cycle only to be repeated again and again. Unfortunately, not many of us are stopping to think, understand, and realize that, wait, if I die tomorrow, where will I go from here? What am I carrying with me? Because truly, the identity of Ben, Donna, Karen, or Jeremy really will end right here in the physical and the 3D. So everything that you know to be true today is really not the truth at all. So you want to ask yourself, do you want to cling to that identity or understand that the name and identity you have now is here with you in the physical? And really, what you need to do is shed that reality and realize who you really are at the soul level. Try to redirect your focus to understand who you really are on the inside. You see, it's not actually until you sit silently in meditation that you realize that you are much greater than your identity in the 3D. Until and unless we discover ourselves at the soul level, which is pure consciousness and our limitless potential, you will remain bound by the 3D and think that it's the only thing that you need to focus on. So to answer what it is that you're really doing in meditation, the answer is you are unlayering everything you've been taught, moving away from your concept of the 3D and limitations of the 3D so you can actually move towards your true identity and potential while you are alive and still have the opportunity to discover that truth. Now, in case you're wondering how do you do this in meditation, well, you simply have to relax in meditation with your eyes closed and focus on the stillness and the silence within you. There is what we call a gateway, known as the eye of the needle, located right between your eyebrows, and it's known as your third eye. Now, the key here in meditation is to go from being a somebody to a nobody. As long as you are focused on your body, your interactions in the 3D, your work, your family, and trust me, your mind will bring everything at you when you sit in meditation to keep you distracted. You would need to continue to remove your attention from the physical and shift your focus to sitting in silence, focusing on the present moment and the emptiness that's when you'll be allowed into that gateway. If you truly want to learn who you are, you'll have to release everything you know to experience the unknown. Remember that you can't force this process. You need to just show up day after day with obedience and discipline until you can enter this gateway. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful. God bless.